Hi, I'm Michelle Johnson, an intern here at Escambia County. In honor of Black History Month, Escambia County is recognizing two individuals who have done great things in this community. I had the pleasure of speaking with Reverend H.K. Matthews, an African American minister and civil rights icon who was active during the civil rights movement in the Pensacola area, and Reverend John Powell, a nationally recognized community leader and founder of Truth for Youth, an educational organization for underserved and underprivileged youth in the Pensacola and surrounding areas. Here's what they had to say.
Our history is a rich history, and we've come this far down through the ages because we as a people had learned, and I think we've unlearned it, to bond together because we always knew that unity was the answer to our plight.
Black History started out as Black History Week, and then it got changed to Black History Month. It needs to be changed again.
What struggles have you encountered?
My faith in God kept me motivated, for had it not been for faith, I would have given up and I wouldn't be sitting here today. You know, my house was shot into several times. There were rocks thrown through my window. There were 8 known contracts that were put out on my life. There were plans of unlawful arrests. Of course, I endured 35 arrests and 2 trips to the state penitentiary for a crime that never was committed. And but of course, because there were some just people in the system, my sentence was commuted.
Understand racial discrimination when I first came to Pensacola. Living in the projects, didn't know about that because everybody there was Black. When I came to Pensacola, I went downtown. There was a place called Cress's and Woodworth, and I went in there and I saw a bathroom. It says Black. And I saw a water fountain that says white. And I'm like, what in the world is going on? And I went to push the door, and the door was locked. And I couldn't get in. You had to pay money. So being the boy I was, I snuck under the door, went in. And the police officer came in there and he arrested my brother and I for nothing. He just said, well, you come on, took us outside and shook us up real good. And he said, well, you can go ahead and go home now.
What motivated you to get started?
A minister by the name of Reverend W.C. Dobbins came to this town, and because of the things that he did, he awakened the sleeping giant within me. Now that's a chapter that's in my book that's called Victory After the Fall. So that started my journey on the civil rights track.
My wife and I have been together for over 45 years. And I was complaining, these children just hard-headed, they're knuckleheads, they just don't want to do that. She said, stop complaining. If you're not going to be a solution, then stop being the problem. And in 1993, I stopped and started lock-ins, started doing something with children to let them know that's why I do what I do. It's not about complaining, it's about being a part of the solution.
Tell us about your accomplishments.
I never set out to be a leader. I never asked to be a leader. I never wanted to be a leader. I never thought I was capable of being a leader. But when Reverend Dobbins left the area, it left a void in leadership as it relates to civil rights. And the Baptist ministers, and I was the only Methodist at that time, asked me to take the mantle of leadership.
I can't sit back here and tell you point by point the things that I've done in my life, because I do them not as a form of accolade or achieving any great goal. I just do them because that's the right thing. And I love to see the smile on people's faces. And I'm rewarded every day. I'm rewarded every day because, the most important thing about giving, when you give somebody something and you catch them in a moment that they really needed it, and you watch them when they walk away. They turn around, they look back at you. And with their eyes, you know what they're saying? One of these days, I'm going to be able to do for somebody what you just did for me.
What advice would you give to the younger generation?
The advice that I have for young people, first of all, especially our young people, is to stop turning on each other and start turning to each other.
You could be born in a certain situation, but you don't have to live in it. You can rise above it. So I'm a believer that if you're born in a certain way and you really want to shape yourself and be good, you're good.
Moving forward together.
I want to thank the county commissioners of this county for what they're doing.
I thank God for the mayor. I thank God for the sheriff, the old sheriff, the new sheriff. I thank God for the city police department, the county commission. I thank God for the city council. We have a good governmental system.
What would you like to say to the community?
Because I want you to know that I'm doing the best I can with the body that I have. And I love everybody.
Pattern after the young lady who was the poet laureate during the inauguration. These are positive things that you can do to make the world sit up and take notice that we are somebody.